Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you all. My name is Manuel, welcoming you back to YouTube Best. Today, the presidency attacks the Senate for asking Buhari to address Nigeria. PDP backs the Senate, insisting Buhari should address the nation on COVID-19. And also, Buhari gives his reason why he have not addressed Nigeria until now. All this news in a couple of seconds will be bringing to your way. But before then, if you have not clicked on the subscribe button, do your best to click on that. And also remember to ring on the notification bell so it will be easier for us to send you new news updates each time we make one. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the news. The news headline: the presidency attacked the Senate for asking Buhari to address Nigeria. The presidency have rebuked the senators who called on President Muhammadu Buhari to address Nigeria in television broadcast over COVID-19. The Senate had on Wednesday called on Buhari to address Nigerians on the health situation of the country. But reacting in a statement, the senior special assistant to the president on media and publicity, Garba Shehu, said that such calls were nothing but cheap politics. The presidency further stated that this was the time for all Nigerians to unite against COVID-19, adding that this was not time to attack ruling All Progressive Congress. The statement reads in parts: "We also plead with Nigerians not to see this most peculiar of time as one to be politicized or seen as an opportunity to regurgitate grudges against the government or the ruling All Progressive Congress. The North, South, East, and West, all Nigerians must unite to fight this plague irrespective of religious and ideological affiliation." In this regard, populist advocacy such as the one accusing the president of complacency simply because he have not made a television address. By ranking this, members of our respective parliaments are cheap and sensational. These are not the time for populism and cheap politics. According to the presidency, palliative include the reduction of petroleum pump price from 145 to 125 per litre. We are in place to cushion the effect of pandemic. It also stated that 1.1 trillion fund had been approved by the Central Bank of Nigeria to assist businesses. In other news, why I have not addressed Nigerian, President Muhammadu Buhari. The president on Friday explained why he have not considered it necessary to address Nigerian on COVID pandemic. The president on his Twitter handle at Buhari also highlighted his administrative effort to check the spread of this disease that had killed about 9,000 people across the globe. The Senate had during the week urged President Buhari to address the nation on outbreak of the COVID in Nigeria. The presidency in turn described the senators' call for President Buhari address as cheap politics. Buhari said, "Protecting Nigerians from the COVID is a key priority of us as a government. We have the Ministry of Health and the Nigerian Center Disease Control (NCDC) working around the clock with several other agencies as well as the state governments to ensure this. I have absolute confidence in the relevant ministers in the cabinet, the Presidential Task Force on COVID, which I recently established, and the Office of the National Center for Disease Control (NCDC), who are all providing constant updates and professional counsel." So that's it. That's all our presidents have to tell us. Now the PDP backing the Senate, insisting Buhari should address nation on COVID-19. The People Democratic Party (PDP) have briefed the president Muhammadu Buhari for allegedly insulting the Senate. The presidency had attacked the Nigerian Senate for calling on President Muhammadu Buhari to address the nation on his administration efforts against the spread of COVID-19 in the country. But the opposition PDP on Friday backed the call by the Senate for the president to address the nation. The party, in a statement by its national spokesman, Kula Olagbonyan, the People Democratic Party asked President Muhammadu Buhari to immediately withdraw its response to the Senate. It also counselled the presidency to apologize to Nigerians and ensure it fixed an appointment for Buhari to address the nation on the coronavirus issue. The party said it was shocked and totally unacceptable that instead of raising up the challenge and leading the fight like other world leaders, Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari had allowed his aides to hurl insult on the legislature to the extent of describing the lawful resolution of the Senate as cheap politics. The party said the development amounted to a gross misconduct on the part of Muhammadu Buhari, who it added had demonstrated a clear dereliction of duty and total disregard to the lawful resolution of the legislature in violation of the provision of the 1999 Constitution as amended. Having failed in this expectation, leadership rule at a critical time like this, President Muhammadu Buhari should know that the call by the Senate is a direct reflection of the view of the totality of Nigerians, who, like citizens of other countries, look up to their occupiers of the seat of the presidency, personally for direction and resolution, at a time of heightened public apprehension and fear. The presidency's discourteous response to the Senate is therefore an unpardonable slap on the face of the totality of Nigerians, who the Senate represents, and further demonstrates the presidency's insensitivity to the plight of Nigerians. Our party considers the President Muhammadu Buhari response to the Senate as an absurdity and a total disdain for our democratic institutions and collective sovereignty as a people. It is instructive to note that this arrogant display of insensitivity by the Buhari presidency is symptomatic to regimes that have no regard for the people. Such regimes always wait to be reminded of their responsibility, and when duly reminded, they usually resort to insult, abuse, and harassment. The statement reads in part. Also, the court dismisses application for total closure of border over COVID-19. Justice Inyang Ekwo of the Federal High Court, Abuja, on Friday dismisses an application to compel the federal government to totally bar entry from the United States, Iran, China into the country because of COVID. The judge, who refused the ex parte motion filed by an Abuja-based lawyer, John Mary Jidobi, ordered the applicant to put the respondent on notice. The applicant listed the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami San, as the only respondent in the suit. In the application, the lawyer claimed that COVID has killed thousands of people around the world and still spreading like a wildfire. The motion was brought pursuant to Section 33, subsection 2, Section 36, Section 46, subsection 1, and subsection 2 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. Other 2 rules 1 to 5 and other 4 rules 1 of the Fundamental Right Enforcement Procedure Rule 2019 and under the inherent jurisdiction of the court. He urged the court to grant an interim order barring all entry of all persons by air, land, sea, pending hearing and determination of the originating motion. The applicant also sought a mandatory order of the court directing that the order praying for and granted be served on respondent, who shall ensure that the federal government through all responsible ministries, departments and agencies (MDAs) implement same within 48 hours of the order being served on the AGF. That is it on our news today. What do you think? The president attacking the Senate is synonymous to the president attacking the people. Compared to other presidents of the world, they talk to their citizens publicly in public press conferences. But in Nigeria, it's the other way around. People are yet to hear from their own president. Instead, the Senate that brought up the issue that the president should address the people in public television, they kicked against the Senate. The Senate don't have authority anymore. Now the Senate are no more the voice of the people. Now they are tagged as political, ambitious men when they speak the mind of the people. You can imagine the reason the president gave why he have not spoken to Nigeria. I read all this and I almost cried because there is no valuable information in all the reason he gave. Having confidence in your task forces, like you said, task forces on COVID, which you recently established. You recently established this, and you have not even told the people the recent updates, the information these people have brought to you, that they are professional and they give professional counsels. Professional counsels to who? To you? Is that why you are hiding and observing your self-isolation? These people should bring information to the people, not you. The president should update the people on the current ongoing events, so people know the way forward, not hiding in your closet and sending senseless information to your people. If they are providing you constant information on this, why not let the people know? Why keeping it to yourself? Is it that you can't talk to your people face to face? The country is doomed. We need a president who can really stand for his people. That's my take on today's news. What do you think? Drop your view in the comment section below. Remember to like, remember to also share. Once again, this is Manuel signing off from YouTube Best. Enjoy the rest of the day.